You see, many men do not fall harder for the woman who clings, who chases, who holds on tightly in fear of losing. No, it is the woman who releases, who lets go with grace, who causes a man to fall deeply, passionately, and undeniably. Because when you let go, you are not showing weakness. You are demonstrating your understanding of your own value. A man only truly recognizes the treasure he had when it's no longer within easy reach. When you release him, you create a sacred space, a space where he can see who you are, not just what you do for him. It is in that space, away from the noise of possession, that your worth shines brighter than ever before. The woman who stands on her own 2 feet, who walks in her own power and purpose, commands a different kind of respect. She is not defined by her relationship, but by her identity. And a man is irresistibly drawn to that strength because it tells him she is whole, not broken, not dependent, but complete. And a man wants to be with a woman who does not need him to feel alive, but chooses him because of the fullness she already carries within herself. When you let go, you demonstrate emotional maturity. You show that you are not desperate or fearful of abandonment. This kind of non-attachment speaks louder than words ever could. It says, I am valuable, I am enough, with or without you. And a man who is worthy will be drawn to that confidence because it challenges him to rise, to become better, to prove he deserves such a woman. Freedom, my friend, is a magnet. A man is drawn to freedom more than possession. When he senses that you are not chained, that you are free to walk away, his desire grows because desire is born in freedom, not in control. You don't push, you allow space for the heart to find its own way back. Distance is not rejection. Distance is reflection. Sometimes a man needs time away to understand what is truly in his heart. When you give him that space by letting go, you offer him the gift of clarity. And clarity is the foundation of true love. Love that chooses, love that honors, love that is intentional. Purpose, that is the ultimate attractor. When you focus on your calling, your mission, your vision, you become magnetic in a way that mere affection can never achieve. A man will fall harder when he sees a woman walking in divine purpose, unshaken by circumstance, unbothered by the need to hold on. He wants to be part of that destiny, not just a chapter, but a partnership that elevates both. When we talk about value being realized in absence, we are touching on a deep principle of human relationships and self-worth. Often when someone is constantly present, available, and accessible, their true value can be overlooked or taken for granted. It's like a precious gem hidden in plain sight. When it's always there, people may fail to fully appreciate its brilliance. But the moment that gem is removed, its true worth becomes undeniable. This is the same with a person, especially in the dynamics of love and relationships. When a woman is always available, always giving, always forgiving, there is a risk that a man may not fully recognize her worth because it becomes the norm, the expected. But when she steps back, when she allows distance, something remarkable happens. The man begins to notice what he has been missing. The silence where her voice once was, the absence of her touch, the space where her presence used to fill the room, all of these create an awakening. It causes reflection and evaluations. Absence creates longing, and longing reveals true appreciation. It shows the man that this woman is not just someone to take for granted, but someone whose presence is valuable, whose love is precious, and whose partnership is indispensable. This is not about playing games or manipulation. It is about understanding the divine law of human nature. That value is best understood not when something is in abundance, but when it is scarce. The more a woman embraces her own value and allows that value to be recognized even in absence, the more she teaches a man to cherish her, respect her, and ultimately fall deeper for her. Because value is never fully known when it is always present. It is realized, awakened, and honored in the space created by absence. Independence is the silent language of strength, a declaration that you are whole and complete in yourself before anyone else enters your life. It is not about shutting people out or building walls, but about standing firm on your own foundation, your purpose, your dreams, your identity. When a woman embraces her independence, she sends a powerful message that she is not dependent on another to define her worth or validate her existence. This kind of strength is magnetic because it reflects self-respect and dignity. A man is naturally drawn to a woman who does not cling or rely on him for her happiness because it challenges him to be better, to rise to meet her on a level of mutual respect and admiration. Independence means you have a life that is rich and full outside of the relationship. You are pursuing your passions, growing in wisdom, and walking boldly in your calling. This kind of strength cannot be manufactured or faked. It comes from knowing who you are in your deepest core and refusing to settle for less than what you deserve. When you stand strong in your independence, you create a partnership built on freedom rather than neediness, on respect rather than control. The power of independence is that it frees a woman from fear, the fear of loneliness, the fear of rejection, the fear of being unloved. And when fear is removed, love flows freely. A man falls harder for a woman who does not need him, but chooses him because she is already complete. In this way, independence is not separation, but invitation. It invites a man to walk with you, not carry you, to stand beside you, not above you, and to love you, not possess you. That kind of strength speaks louder than words ever could. Non-attachment is a profound expression of confidence because it shows that your worth and peace are not dependent on holding tightly to anyone or anything. When a woman practices non-attachment, she demonstrates that she is secure within herself. She does not cling out of fear, desperation, or insecurity. This kind of confidence comes from a deep understanding that her value is inherent and unchanging, not based on external validation or constant presence in a man's life. By letting go, she signals that she is not trying to control the outcome or force affection. Instead, she trusts that what is meant for her will come in its own time and in its own way. This detachment from the need to possess or manipulate creates space for genuine love and respect to grow. A man is drawn to this because it challenges his own sense of worth and responsibility. He sees a woman who is whole, who is not defined by the relationship, but by her own purpose and identity. She does not beg for attention or approval. She allows love to be a choice, not a demand. Non-attachment also frees a woman from emotional bondage. She is not enslaved by anxiety, jealousy, or neediness. Instead, she walks with dignity and grace, knowing that her happiness is not hostage to any person or situation. This freedom is magnetic. It creates an aura of strength that a man finds irresistible. In essence, non-attachment reveals a quiet confidence that says, I am enough. I am whole. If you are meant to be in my life, you will choose to stay freely. And that kind of confidence makes a man want to stay, not because he is forced to, but because he is drawn to a woman who stands tall in her truth and worth. Freedom is the breath of desire. When a woman offers freedom, not chains, not control, she awakens something deep within a man's heart. Desire does not thrive in captivity. It withers under pressure and confinement. Instead, desire is born and grows in the soil of liberty, where there is room to breathe, to choose, and to be authentic. When a man senses that a woman is free to live her life, free to make her own choices, free to walk away if necessary, he is stirred in ways that possession can never inspire. This freedom signals that the woman respects herself enough not to settle for less than she deserves, and that she trusts him to appreciate her without force or manipulation. It creates a powerful tension between two people. a dance of attraction that is natural and alive rather than forced or desperate. When a woman clings or tries to control, desire diminishes because the man feels trapped, judged, or suffocated. But when she releases, she invites him to step into a space where his heart can wander, explore, and ultimately choose to return because he wants to, not because he has to. This is the divine principle of love. It cannot be owned, only shared freely. Freedom honors individuality within togetherness. It allows a man to be himself without fear and to desire a woman not out of obligation, but out of genuine longing. And in that longing, desire burns brighter, deeper, and more enduring. When you embrace freedom, you become a beacon for love that is pure and powerful, a love that draws a man to fall harder because he feels trusted, respected, and genuinely free. Space is a sacred gift in any relationship because it allows the heart and mind to pause, to breathe, and to truly reflect. When a woman steps back and creates distance, she is not pushing away or shutting down. She is giving a man the opportunity to look inward and evaluate what is really in his heart. Often when we are too close, too involved, the distractions of daily life and constant presence prevent clarity. The noise drowns out the voice of truth. But when space is created, silence invites reflection. A man begins to ask himself important questions. What does this woman mean to me? What have I been taking for granted? What do I truly feel when she is not here? This reflection awakens awareness, and awareness is the doorway to understanding. It breaks the cycle of complacency and forces the heart to reckon with its real desires and values. Without space, a man may never fully appreciate the depth of the connection or the magnitude of the loss. But with space, the absence is felt deeply and longing grows naturally. This is not about manipulation, it is about respect for the natural rhythm of the heart. Just as a seed needs room to grow beneath the soil, love needs space to deepen and mature. When a woman allows space, she honors both her own needs and the man's process of discovery. This creates a fertile environment for genuine love to flourish, rooted in conscious choice rather than habit or convenience. In that space, a man can return not out of obligation, but out of renewed appreciation and commitment, ready to cherish the woman who gave him the gift of reflection. Emotional maturity is one of the most powerful attractors in a relationship because it reveals wisdom, stability, and strength. A woman who possesses emotional maturity does not react impulsively or out of fear. Instead, she responds with calmness, clarity, and understanding. This maturity shows that she has learned to manage her emotions, to process pain and disappointment without becoming bitter or desperate. When a woman can let go with dignity rather than cling with anxiety, she demonstrates a deep level of self-control and self-respect that commands admiration. Men are drawn to this because emotional maturity creates a safe space, a relationship where both can grow without chaos or drama. It reflects a person who understands that love is not about possession or control, but about partnership and mutual respect. Emotional maturity also means taking responsibility for one's feelings rather than blaming others or circumstances. It is the ability to stand firm in your identity even when facing rejection or loss, and to move forward with grace. This kind of strength is magnetic because it shows a woman who is whole and unshakable, not dependent on a man's validation to feel worthy. It invites a man to rise to a higher level of respect and commitment because he recognizes he is dealing with someone who values herself deeply. When a woman displays emotional maturity, she becomes a beacon of stability in a world often filled with confusion and insecurity. And that kind of presence makes a man want to invest himself fully, to love deeply, and to stay committed with honor. When a woman chooses purpose over possession, she steps into a realm of true power and destiny. Possession is rooted in fear, the fear of losing someone, the fear of being less than, the fear that without that person, she is incomplete. But purpose is rooted in truth. The truth that her value and identity come from something greater than any relationship or circumstance. A woman who pursues her purpose is focused on her calling, her vision, and her mission in life. She is not distracted by the need to control or hold on tightly to a man because she understands that her fulfillment comes from walking in alignment with her destiny. This focus on purpose transforms her into a force that cannot be easily shaken or swayed. Men are drawn to this kind of woman because she moves with intention and passion, radiating a confidence that possession can never produce. She invites partnership, not ownership. When a woman prioritizes her purpose, she creates an environment where love is an addition to her life, not a necessity. This shifts the dynamic from neediness to choice, from desperation to freedom. A man respects and desires a woman who has a vision for her life, who stands firm in her values, and who is committed to something bigger than just a relationship. Purpose over possession means that a woman is not defined by who stays or who leaves, but by what she is called to do. This gives her the strength to release what is not meant for her, knowing that what aligns with her purpose will return or be replaced by something better. In embracing purpose, she becomes irresistible, not because she clings, but because she walks confidently in the destiny designed for her. When a woman understands that her true power lies not in holding on tightly, but in knowing when to let go, she transforms the very nature of love itself. Love born from freedom, respect, and purpose is a love that lasts and grows deeper. To fall harder, a man must first see a woman who stands firm in her worth, who walks confidently in her independence, and who embraces her destiny without fear. Never forget, the greatest strength a woman can show is the courage to release what does not serve her highest good. For in that release, she commands not only respect, but a love that is genuine, passionate, and enduring. Hold fast to your purpose, walk boldly in your freedom, and trust that what is meant for you will come. Not because you chase it, but because you have earned it through the power of letting go.